Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 104. It is Sunday afternoon, about 3 p.m. right now, and some unusual stuff today. So today, woke up, ran over to my brother's house. He was working on my car, and I had one little issue, and that is sometimes the air doesn't blow out of the vents. You can feel that it's cold, but it doesn't blow that much. So I found the part online. It's like $20, and I told him, hey, I think this is what we need to do. He said no problem. So I took it over to him yesterday, and he said this is going to be a bigger project than I thought. Well, it's a Ford Escape, and I guess there's a bolt or a screw that needs to be taken off that you can't see. It's around a corner. You got to stick your hand back there, and you got to just slowly remove it. And I guess it took him about 4 hours to remove that bolt, that screw. That makes me feel terrible. And he's going to have to put that back on later. He also has to take off the gas pedal, and he took out this big computer grid, like motherboard thing. And so he wasn't finished with my car last night. So I went over there this morning and got some of my casino cards for the few places that I actually use a card for slots. And then I went home and then went to my mom's and got the new refrigerator delivered, got that all taken care of, went back home, changed clothes, took the kids to church to someone's first communion, and just leaving that, I'm not going to the party afterwards. I'm having someone else take my kids and my mom to the party, and then that's all taken care of. I've got my wife's car. My wife has my mom's car, so everything's like a little bit off. The problem is the car may not be done tonight, and it may be tomorrow night, and hopefully it's done. I said, well, can I just take it and then bring it back and you can work on it? He's like, not without this. And he pulled out this big motherboard, and he's like, you can't do much without this, so you're going to have to wait. So we'll see if he actually had to drive 100 miles with one of his kids and one of our cousin's kids to a basketball tournament that they're involved in. And so he won't get home till late. He's going to try to work on it some more tonight, but probably won't finish. So I'll have to probably take my wife's car to work tomorrow, and hopefully it's done by Tuesday or at the latest Wednesday, because we can make it until Tuesday. My wife and my mom can share a car. That's not a big deal, but when I'm going out of town for a whole day, it's going to be kind of harder. So anyway, right now I am heading off to my first casino of the day. It's not too far away from where this church was, maybe about an hour away. And then we're going to play there. We're going to move on to our next casino, which will be 3 hours away, and then go to another set of casinos, which will be an hour and a half away from there. So we're talking about 1 plus 3 is 4, plus an hour and a half is 5.5 hours before we get to play a hand of blackjack. So it'll be dark before we get a chance to play blackjack. But we got to do what we got to do. We got to keep making money, moving in the right direction. The last 13, 14 days, we've done very well moving in the right direction, and actually caught up quite a bit on where I need to be. I'm only about 33 or 32,000 off my goal for the year. About a week ago, I was like 42, almost 43,000 behind where I needed to be. And understand, it doesn't mean like, okay, by the first I need 1,000, by the second I need 2,000. I have to make X amount of money plus more than that to be able to catch up to where I need to be at this time of year, if that makes sense. So anyway, we are moving on right now. We're moving to our first casino. I did not do anything with the Kentucky Derby, just didn't have time. But we're going to our first casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and I don't know what just happened here. It was sunny. I go into this casino, come back out, it's raining. Get back in the car, it's sunny again. I don't know. Raining on my parade here. All right, I go into this casino. I'm giving away something. I don't know what it is. I've got it sitting next to me here. I still don't know what it is. The only thing that it says on there is made in China, and I have no clue what this thing is. But I got it. I got it for free, so I guess that's good. And I saw some friends in there who I haven't seen for a while because this casino has been cutting back on free play for advantage players, and they don't want to come here anymore. So one of them got a little bit of free play. They came in to play it, and then they're leaving. But they used to spend every night there drinking and playing, and just because they knew what they were doing, the casino is making the money off the machine anyway. They just don't want it to go to us because they know that we're going to pull it out of the system instead of keep recirculating the money in the casino system till it's gone, right? If you have $1 and you play it through, it's 85 cents. You play it through again, it's 72 cents. You play it through again, it's 57 cents. They want you to keep playing it through until it's gone. But we come in with our $1 and we walk away with $3, and they don't like that. Even though they were going to pay that money to someone, they don't want it to be us because they think, and in most cases they're right, I'm not giving that money back to them. You know, I'm keeping that money. So anyway, so less people are coming into this place, whatever. Anyway, ended up ahead, but not much, $61. So not really anything big going on. But now we went from dark clouds to gray skies, and up ahead it's sunny. So heading toward the sunshine right now and the next casino, and I'm going to sit back, and it's going to be a long time before we get there. So we're going to go on to this next place, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. And as I said in the casino, fudge. Only I didn't say fudge. That's right. I'm playing around, looking, nothing. I finally find a play. High risk, high variance. I'm up for it. About $3 a spin. Start playing it. Just wrecks me. By the time it pays out, I leave down $1,000 on that machine. Move on to another machine. Play that one. Lose another 300. Go to another one, lose another 200. I'm like, what is going on today? They were giving something away earlier, but either I didn't qualify or the time to pick up the gift was already over or something like that. But I kept looking. I've been in there for an hour and 45 minutes playing slots, and I ran almost $8,000 through those machines. $8,000 in spins through those machines. And at my low point, I was down $2,200 or $2,400. That did not feel good, especially when you know the payout's going to be, $400 for the play you're on or something like that. Oh, let me get this straight. If I hit what I'm going for, and if it pays what I'm hoping it pays, I'll only be down $2,000. It does not feel good. Anyway, I ended up making a little bit of a comeback and just decided to leave at that point, down $1,199, minus $1,199, and we'll have to be spending the rest of our night trying to get back to even instead of trying to make money at this point. We took a shot and swing and a miss, unfortunately. So right now we're going to be spending our time trying to make money back. So unfortunately, it's already dark and I still haven't left this place, so just heading out to the next casino, still heading further away from home. Got another 100 miles further away from home to travel today before I get to my furthest point, and hopefully we have some better variance. I don't know. I guess I could have not played it. It got to a point where it gave me a decent payout. That first machine, I could have left down 400 and said, no, it's still in range. I'm going to keep on going. And I kept going, and it didn't work out. On my way out, I saw a guy, and this is one of the ploppy APs who will play it one way or another. And he's like, you know what machine is good? I said, which machine is good? He said, this new one. He described it to me. I'm like, dude, come on. be serious. He's like, no, I'm serious. You can't lose on that. You win forever. I said, why aren't you still playing it then? He's like, I'm telling you, get on that machine and play whatever, a spin. At this denomination, you'll win. I said, no, thank you. I said, I'm getting out of here. I took enough of a beating. So right now, I'm just going to continue on. And it's 52 degrees outside. Light rain. It's been rain on and off this whole time. And we're moving to the next casino, looking for some better variants. And I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, as I am continuing on here, I'm about 12 miles away from my next stop. Raining pretty hard, pretty bad weather, roads are slippery, lots of traffic, just overall not very good. And we're hoping that we can flip things around here, have a nice big hit at this casino, and recoup what we lost earlier tonight and, you know, be ahead for the night. So man, yeah, it's pretty nasty weather here. I gotta get some fuel probably after the next casino. Get to this one, and then the next one I'll have to stop again for fuel, and we'll see how it goes here. But I'm gonna try to focus on Blackjack at this casino. Hopefully it's not too busy and I can get some hands in. So I'll be back. So I just have to say something, how unfair these fucking places, excuse my language, darn places are. You got a guy at my table who's so drunk he can't pick up his chips or stack 2 chips without trying 3 or 4 times. His brother comes over, he's encouraging him to bet more. He's losing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, stacks, 400, 300, 400. And they're letting his brother stack it like that. He can't even pick up his chips. He can't make a decision for himself. He can't even hold his chips. I tell the pit boss, I said, this is not fair. You got someone who's not in his right mind, he's had too much to drink. He can't even pick up his chips. He can't even stack 2 chips on top of each other. And you're letting him bet and bet and bet and lose and lose and lose. I said, I can't sit here and watch this. I was ahead like 250 at the time. I ended up coloring up and leaving ahead 200. I couldn't watch that happen. I said to the dealer, that's wrong what you're doing. You're stealing from this person. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. Anyway, I'll be back. Man, it continues to get worse in these places. I don't know how people do this with all these people around. I just don't get it. How you can survive with all these people around doing all this ridiculous, stupid stuff. So I mentioned earlier, I had that $200 win, and I left. It was like a minus 11, 12 anyway, with 2 decks to go, and that guy just was not being helped. They let him continue to bet and continue to play. He couldn't even add up what he had in front of him. And I tried to explain to them, and they wouldn't do anything about it. I leave, I go to another table. I buy in for 500, lose that, buy in for 5 more, lose that, buy in for 5 more. Things level off, start getting better, play there for a while, end up leaving that table ahead like 400. Get back up, start walking around again, find a couple other slot plays, play those, lose about 20 or 30 bucks on those, and then find another blackjack table in like a lower limit area, and I sit down, buying in for 300, and this guy comes over to the table, he buys in for 100, but before we have a chance to play our first hand, girl comes over and she buys in for 115. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. She loses all her money on the first hand doing stupid stuff. And then she doubled an ace-4 against an ace and lost that one. Rebought for a 3rd time and just continued to lose. Her name was Portia, by the way. It was hilarious. Everybody knew her too. And all she did was, she's like, it's about to get real in here. Watch this. They expected me to do this, so I'm going to do this. You know why they're expecting you to do that? Because that's what people are supposed to do, because that gives them the best odds. But you're too stupid to get the best odds. You think you're going to trick the odds into letting you win by doing the wrong thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, 4 hands in a row, I would have won the hand, except for somebody hit something that they shouldn't have or didn't hit something they should have. And I'm furious already. I know in the long run. I know it. I know. I preach it. I understand it. I know the math. But it's very frustrating when someone's blowing smoke in your face and this is happening. I play a little bit longer. We're at minus 14, 15 now, and I'm aggravated. I'm like, why am I even here? Why am I sitting at this table? I get up and leave ahead $5. So first table plus 200, second table plus 400, third table plus $5. And I don't know if I'm going to keep playing or not. We'll see. I mean, we're doing a good job chipping away at our deficit, but very frustrated with what's going on and the crazy stuff that I'm seeing in here. And it makes me hate casinos even more when you see drunk people continue to play and they won't help them. They won't let them take a break. They just encourage them to rebuy and rebuy and rebuy. They're calling them by name. They know them. They know they're terrible. They know that they're drunk. They know whatever it is, and they continue to let them lose, and it's very, very frustrating. But anyway, that's where we are right now. Hopefully you can hear this clearly, and I'll be back to update you. All right, I'm back in the car. That place gave me such a headache. It was so loud, so smoky, so busy in that place. And all I kept seeing was the same guys checking the same slots over and over again. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to find much good here. And so I'll be brief here because I kind of told you a bunch of the stuff. I came in, I played a slot, won a couple hundred on that, went and played some blackjack where the drunk guy was, couldn't pick up his chips. I left on a negative count and talked to I said something to the pit boss. She didn't really care. That was plus 200. Moved on to another table, played that for a while, and left that one at the end of a shoe plus 400. And then moved on to another table. I was sitting with Portia and her friends, and if I told you what this girl looked like, you wouldn't believe me. You'd say it was that was not possible. So I will just leave it at that. It's like a cartoon character. Honestly, it was like a cartoon character, and I couldn't believe the things she was saying. I thought that it had to be a cartoon. It had to be fake. There's nobody who could possibly act that way. But I'm laughing about it now, but I was very frustrated in the moment. Ended that table, I had $5, moved on to play some slots, won a little, lost a little, went on to another blackjack table, my fourth blackjack table, and won 300 on that table, pissed off an Asian guy who had just sat down and wanted to play by himself. And I played that shoe through the positive counts till it went all the way down to some big negatives and walked away up 300. So as far as tables, we were up 905, which was 200, $400, $5, and $300. And slots, we were up 246. So that was 946. And we add the 946 to the 61 that we made at the first stop. 946, 1007, right? 1007, and minus the 11.99 that we lost means that we're up $8 for the day. I didn't know how today was going to go. I didn't know if maybe we weren't going to be up at all today, but the night's still young. I don't know what's going to happen here. I can tell you the city I'm in is kind of flooded, and there are electric company vehicles everywhere over here, and fixing something. I hate to be that guy working on electric lines in the rain, but got out of there alive and made our money back in one stop, which is amazing considering the way things have been going. So all we did is swap some losses on slots for some gains on blackjack, which I need anyway. And we're going to move on to another casino. I did get a call from Double Bubble, and I did not pick it up. I missed the call, and so I may call him later, but I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, Joe, what are you doing? Why don't you come over here? I'm at this casino. Can I borrow 20 bucks? So, I don't know. We're going to move on to another casino. I'm feeling more positive right now. It's like a reset. We're starting over again. We're going to start making some money. and hopefully we can get a blackjack session in, a good slot session in, and come out with some gains. Now, the place that I just left is going to be the best chance generally in this area to make money. So odds are it's not going to get too much better than it did over there, but you never know. Let's keep on working and keep on digging, and we'll see what happens. Plus everything I said, whatever it was, those numbers, and I'll be back. Sorry, I actually made $5 more than that. I'm actually up $12 for the day. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and I am just leaving this place. I was here for a substantial period of time here. Looked at slots for about half an hour and found one play for $16, and so made $16. Why is this thing beeping? Oh, okay, low fuel. Well, I had said once I went to this casino I'd have to get some gas. So won $16 there. Got something to eat, which the only thing that was open, there was one place that I wanted to eat at, and it had just closed. And it was a place like a Kentucky Fried Chicken or Pizza Hut, one of those places that has like food ready to go. And when people order it, they just give it to them. Like the Pizza Huts at the gas stations and stuff, where everything is ready, and they just hand it to you. And there was a ton of food ready. And I'm like, did you guys just close like a minute ago? Oh, yeah. Are you guys selling that food? Oh, no, we don't sell it. Giving it away? Nope, we just throw it away. These piles of food they threw away. So I decided to get a burger. So I go to get a burger, and I'm standing in line, and there are 3 ladies in line in front of me. And I don't know what to say. One of them was a very big girl, and she was wearing like a see-through stockings with a thong underneath. And you think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. I can prove it. I'm going to post a video of it. I could not believe what she was walking around like it was no big deal. And I'm like, do you realize that you can see right through that? I couldn't believe it. Anyway, sat down, ate my double cheeseburger, no bun, and then went back to look at blackjack tables again before there weren't any available. So I found one that was available. It was a 8-deck Stay 17 resplit aces. Not terrible. 1.5 penetration. Not the best. Not terrible, though. You could live with it. And it's low limit, so I could do a bigger spread on it. So I thought, okay, I'll try. Sit down, buy in for $300. As soon as I buy in, this girl comes in on first base, buys in $300, and a guy comes in, buys in. They ID him. Takes forever to get the chips out. Just everything was just taking forever at this table. The guy buys in. He plays the side bets. He plays one hand, two hands, one hand, two hand, back and forth. Loses all his money, takes off. The girl's playing the side bet. She's winning. She turned her 300 into 1,700. And I'm just losing. And it's low limit, so I'm not down like $10,000. I'm down like, $600, not even a lot. But I'm frustrated because I can't win a hand, and, she's winning like crazy. So finally, I get to the point where I'm exactly even. I got a big negative count. The shoe is almost over. I'm like, I think I'm just going to leave even. And she throws a quarter to me and says, here, put that on your side bet. That's for you. It's for free from me. So then I put a bet out and played that and lost a hand. And that was the end of the shoe. So I'm like, well, I guess I might as well stay. Well, that was the last hand that she played, because the shoe ended and there was a bent card, and they had to replace the bent card. So we couldn't play anymore. We had to wait for them to replace the card. If it wasn't the last hand of the shoe, we could have finished up, kept playing some hands. But So we have to wait for that forever. Then she colors up. That takes forever. And then the other guy comes back before they've replaced the cards. And the pit boss again IDs the guy, even though he was just at the table. We told him he was just at the table. And he had a player's card. It's like, whatever. So they ID him again. They replace the card. And then the dealers change. So then the new dealer can't grab the 8 decks with the small hands and the slippery gloves they're wearing. So, of course, the first card falls over, and we see it's the Ace of Spades. So that's cool. It's the burn card anyway. So, because the guy next to me is like, oh, no, now what are you going to do? I'm like, don't worry, it's the burn card. And the dealer's like, oh, yeah, it's the burn card. That's fine. So we ended up just playing. Well, this guy gets a hand where he has $70 out on the hand. 2 quarters and 4 nickels. He gets a blackjack. The dealer gives him, okay, we had 2 quarters, she gives him 3 quarters, and 4 nickels, she gives him $60. And then she goes to me, and I play my hand. It's supposed to be $30, she gives him $60. So I play my hand, I'm done. She needs to turn her card over to see if I won or not. And then she realizes she made a mistake. And then they can't figure out how to put the hand back together again, how much he was playing, what his cards were. I'm like, are you kidding me? We know it was a blackjack, so that's pretty easy. And we know that he had 70 out there. So I said, do you mind if I do it? And they're like, no, go ahead. So I put the 70 out there. I showed them what they did wrong and what it should have been. And they're like, oh, yeah. Then they call the pit boss over, and they explain it to the pit boss. And the pit boss is like, okay. And they take the money back. Then they finish the hand. Of course, I lose the hand on top of all that. So how did I end up? I ended up ahead, but not much, plus 250. But we'll take it right now. I mean, all our sessions have been between $5 and $400, but, you know, we're moving in the right direction. Now I'm going to a casino that doesn't like me very much, so we're going to see what happens here. Luckily, I'm not even driving my car either, so we'll see. And it looks like the casino's kind of dead. It looks like I'm parked 3 spots from the door here, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to go in there, see what I can do, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and I just got to say one thing. Ain't no shame in my game, because when I was leaving, this guy in the elevator said, oh, boy, the walk of shame, and everybody in the elevator started saying, yeah, and ain't no shame in my game. I didn't lose, so that's him setting off somebody's alarm right there, too. Anyway, I go in, and I see Double Bubble in there, and he's with another guy, and they're playing plays that I wouldn't even give a first thought or a second thought or any thought to. I'm like, how are you playing that? And he goes, Joe, don't walk away. I said, why not? He goes, he might want to split this with you. And I said, what? And he's like, look. And I'm like, what? That's nothing to me. I'm not playing that. So I let them go. I walked around. I didn't find really anything. Found one little play, played that, one spin, made $46. And I was on my way out. I decided to go swing by the blackjack area, the high limit blackjack area, because last time I was here, I've started playing here again. I hadn't played for a long time, but I started to very sparingly, like 30-minute sessions, just to see what would happen. And they had guards, like security guards, posted in the high limit area. And this time was the first time that I didn't see one. Now it's like 2 a.m, so, you know, that may be the reason why. But and a friend of mine told me, Double Bubble actually told me, that they're getting rid of pretty much everybody here. So, I mean, he's still here somehow, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I did make something, and I did come here only because it's close to the other place, and I wanted to come in and out as many times as possible, and have my face seen and be part of the norm again, like it's no big deal to see me in here before I really started attacking the blackjack again. So, but I have had 3 or 4 blackjack sessions here the last 2 or 3 months, and no problems. But they were all short. Anyway, at this point, I am leaving and heading out to another casino. Like I said, it's pretty late. At this point, I'll be able to stop at one more place and head straight home and get home about an hour before I have to leave for work, but that's fine. That's good enough for a Monday. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I was able to get into this place and look around, and as expected, middle of the night, not much going on, and it's going to have to be it for right now. Really not much happening anywhere. I ended the session ahead $11, and we could do some segments real quick. What did you eat today, MW? I had a double cheeseburger that was pretty good, lightly seasoned, not bad at all, along with watching that weird person with the tight whatever on. I did not lose my my lunch looking at that, but yeah, so that food was pretty good. I give that a 10 on a scale of 2 through ace, maybe a 9. And what did you tip today, MW? I did have 5 sessions, I believe, of blackjack, and had a lot of ups and downs, but overall did okay. I think I ended up ahead every session, and I tipped a total of $0. So, yeah, don't tip if you don't have to. So that's what's happening right now. I'm going to continue my trip, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I think I ended the day ahead like $326, which is mind-blowing sometimes when you think about the tens of thousands of dollars you push back and forth across the table. But I was worried I wouldn't even break even tonight, so any kind of positive outcome is definitely welcome. It is 4 a.m. right now, after 4 a.m., and the roads are dead quiet right now, and I should be getting home around 6 and should be leaving for work around 7-ish. So we'll go home, get changed, get showered, and head off to the office, and we'll try to get a couple sessions in tomorrow and see what happens with that. I make sure all my work is done for the office, and just take it one step at a time like we always do. So I think for now I'm just going to let you go. It's going to be a couple more hours of boring driving. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.